The latest Vatican statistics show a slight increase in Catholics as a percentage of the world's population, and a slow but steady rise in the number of priests and seminarians worldwide. With 1.16 billion Catholics in the world, the number of priests stood at a little over 409,000, with an additional 117,000 studying for the priesthood. Here in the Diocese of Springfield, 4 of those seminarians spent the summer after their second year in the seminary devoted to specialized ministry, immersing themselves in a different language and culture, all in an effort to better serve a diverse yet unified church. 3 of the seminarians, Matthew Guidi, James NOLTE, and Yerrick Mendez, spent 6 weeks in a Spanish immersion program in Mexico, while seminarian Matthew Alcombright studied a different language, sign language, at Gallaudet University in Washington, D.C. The 28-year-old North Adams native says as a seminarian at St. John's in Brighton, he became involved with deaf ministry after asking a priest to teach him a few words in sign language.
I was very, very hesitant to start it. I didn't know if I really wanted to do it, but I'll tell you, working with the deaf has been one of the most wonderful things that I've had, especially in my formation. It's just been a huge grace that God sent into my life.
Matthew Alcombright also worked with the ministry with the deaf in the Springfield Diocese this summer, and he says once he is ordained, he plans to continue to serve the needs of the deaf community. At 46, James NOLTE is the most senior in age of the group. Before becoming a seminarian for the diocese, among other vocations, he had served in the Jesuit community for 10 years. But he says something was missing and was called to become a parish priest. During his entrance interview into the seminarian formation program, he says he was told that by 2025, half of all Catholics in the Springfield Diocese would be Hispanic. He would soon take part in the Spanish language immersion course in Mexico City for 6 weeks this past June and July. The seminarians received hours of instruction in Spanish grammar and vocabulary, but it was what happened outside of the classroom setting that really made an impact, they say.
It was the things after class, like going and visiting families in their homes and going to small villages and seeing people who were really poor and going out and doing mission work with them. That was the most rewarding part of the program.
The seminarians spent the remainder of their summer ministering at Immaculate Conception Parish in Holyoke, which has a large Spanish-speaking population. Yerrick Mendez, who grew up in Westfield, says the Catholic Church, although made up of diverse traditions, remains faithful to its mission of unity. He says although he's focusing on Hispanic ministry, a priest is a priest for all people.
I don't just want to be a priest for Hispanics or just for one community, because a priest is a priest for the whole church, a priest for Christ. And just as Christ didn't reach out to only one community or only to one group of people, he reached out to everyone. The priest has to imitate Christ and do the same.
Yerrick acknowledged that some may see a different language or nationality as a threat or a problem. Yet he says the Catholic Church is diverse and one at the same time. And when a particular community is strengthened, it only adds to the vibrancy of the entire church. Seminarian Matthew Guidi, a native of Holyoke, says he didn't expect to focus on Hispanic ministry when he entered the seminary. Yet with 40 to 45% of all Catholics in the United States speaking Spanish, Matthew says it is necessary for all clergy to be on board. And as he enters into his 3rd year as a seminarian at St. John's in Brighton, he says he couldn't be happier with the path he chose. The benefit is the joy, the peace, the sense of doing something greater than himself. He's serving the people of God.
Even though I'm not making the 6 figures, even though I don't have a wife and children, which I always wanted to be married before I entered the seminary, it's a natural desire. I'm going to be giving up my whole life to serve God and the people, and the joy and the peace that come from a total gift of self-donation, if that makes sense. it's an indescribable feeling that someone can experience when you do that.
And during the time I spent with the seminarians, I came away truly inspired by their faith and dedication and determination to make the world a better place. Good luck to all of them in their studies this year.